Hey, it's Naomi from Rise Up Reading. I'm coming to you all with a message today that is a lot greater than just reading. And it's a little bit vulnerable on my part because I want to talk a little bit about my own background and my own history and explain why I'm doing what I'm doing now in my adult years, because it's all connected. Our past, our present, and our future. Remember, it's all connected. Everything is everything. And really, we're just in one big cycle, one big time loop that is going to keep on repeating until we heal the past, until we get it right, basically. Whatever, getting it right looks like for y'all, and it's going to look differently versus what it could look like for me. And so I was watching this YouTube video from Shavi Zane. If y'all want to look her up, it's CHHAVIZAINE. But anyway, so she's a diviner. She's spiritually awakened and all of that good stuff. And she was doing a video about healing our inner child, which I'm sure you guys have heard about many times, hopefully. But yeah, just briefly, our years on this earth, our first 0 to 7 years on this earth, are like one of the most important cycles where we soak up everything that is in our environment, everything that we are exposed to, and a lot of it is who we become as an adult, like our personality traits, our attitudes, our behaviors. A lot of it is a subconscious cycle playing out from when we were children, ages 0 to 7. So with Rise Up Reading, I'm directing this educational program to those ages, of course, kindergarten to grades 5, but of course it goes up to preteen ages. But this is mostly because that's when they need to learn their foundational reading skills the most. But on top of that, and moving away from the academic side of it to the emotional, the spiritual, the social, all of those sides of it, that's when we lay the foundation for everything else. What we're going to be seeking and what our goals will be into our teenage and adult years. So for my ages 0 to 7, again, real brief, some people know this about me, some people don't, but I was brought to the foster care system when I was 4 years old, and this was due to my biological mother using street drugs to cope with the life that she was given. And I've already forgiven her, and I'm understanding of why she chose to make the decisions that she did. I was able to do that as I became an adult myself. But anyway, so I did not grow up in foster care, no, but I experienced 2 households. The second household I was adopted into. The first household was, I just want to use words that are pretty broad, like our basic needs, like food, shelter, clothing, were being met, yes, but that is just the physical basic needs, the survival needs. Those needs were being met, yes, from my memory, ages 4 to about 5.5, 6, before I went to my second home. My needs were being met, in both homes. Now, the reason why I want to break down physical needs is because there is a big difference between just taking care of a child's physical needs and raising a child and caring for a child. They're all different. You know, some people believe that if food, clothing, shelter is provided, then they are doing what they need to do for the child. But through my own meditations on my inner child and my current self being an adult with a child of my own now, you know, there is more to it than that. The reason why a lot of us as adults are now, you know, possibly using drugs to cope or, you know, using whatever vice. However, we might have depression, anxiety, we might have anger issues, we might have suicidal ideation, you know, all of those negative feelings and emotions that we don't quite want to talk about, but they exist and they are silently attacking. It all stems from how we were or were not, you know, given spiritual and emotional care during those first years of our life. Okay? So, Rise Up Reading, the reason why I use the colors red, orange, and yellow, the reason why I use the term rise up, it is all connected to this very theme right here, that we need to look at the inner spiritual and emotional aspects of ourselves, because that's really the foundation of our existence as humans. You know, no one is going to be thinking about, oh, I need to learn how to read, if they don't even feel hopeful, if they don't even feel worth anything. If the person, the child or adult, whoever, if they don't even feel like it's worth living, or they cannot express themselves to other people, family, friends, whoever their support system is, they don't care about no reading. They're not going to care about learning. They're not going to care. They don't, because the care is not there. How does a person develop the ability and the will to care and to just live? It comes from our upbringing as children. So we as parents, we have got to make sure that we are investing a little bit of extra time every single day just to ask our children, if they're old enough to answer, of course, you know, how are you feeling? Something simple like that, you know, not just the how was your day and, oh, it was okay. You know, try to have open communication and allow your child to be able to express what is going on in their lives, because they do have a separate life from you, especially once they start going to school, or if they are, you know, staying at someone else's house. You know, what type of energy was around them. You know, it's a lot deeper than just what we're doing, basically, for the most part. Some people have got it down pat. I'm still learning myself. You know, I'm a new parent. My child is still a toddler. But, you know, what else do we have to do as parents? We have to make sure we are providing safety, protection of our child's body, their mind, their soul, their very essence of who they are as a human being, as our babies. You know, that's something that is a must. It is vital, literally vital to our existence, that we start catering more to our children's emotional needs. so that we can start undoing these very tight cords that are tied around our families, like a noose, you know, just for graphic purposes, like a damn noose, okay? Because even though we cannot see these things, it's affecting us. AF. It is bad. And it starts young. Ages 0 to 5, of course, but even up to ages 7, we're going to have a little bit more time to prevent unnecessary trauma even after age 7, but those are the years when it really matters. So if you have an unstable household, dysfunctional, and you know what that looks like, hopefully, if it's unhealthy relationships going on that your child is witnessing, if they are learning the definition of love is pain, for example, like different things like that, we gotta cut it out. We have to, because this is a supplemental educational program, but I'm heavily tied to my inner child because I'm still working on healing my inner child, but I also got my bachelor's degree in social work. So I have a perspective that, I'm trying to tell y'all, we worried about the wrong things a lot of the times. It's not about the physical appearance all the time, or making sure the kid is in name brand clothing or this and that and the other. That could be a small part of it, sure, but we really got to make sure what's going on in the inside, in the foundations, like the roots, they are secure and they're healthy, and so that the child can thrive instead of just feel like they are in a cycle of whatever misery. Hopefully it's not misery, but again, you never know. So a good way to help your child is to think about yourself as a child, and to think about what type of emotions were you experiencing as a child, and how would you have liked your parent or guardian to respond to those emotions. Okay, that's a good question right there. Something to really sit maybe for 5 minutes and think on. And how did your parent or guardian respond, and how did it make you feel? What was your reaction to your parents' reactions? What was your parents' reactions to your reactions? Where did the cycle start, and how can we undo that? How can we bring healing so that we can focus on bigger issues like education? Let's focus on the foundations so that we could build on a stable foundation, not a rocky, broken, sad, disappointing foundation. Okay, but this is literally my longest video I think I've ever made, and I just wanted to come on here and vent a tad, just a tad. Maybe my words can help one or two people. I just want to be able to positively impact people, especially children. Like, I love my Black people, especially. I love when people heal from past trauma, but really, once you become an adult, depending on how old you are, I ain't worried about you for real. I'm worried about these children and what they're going through, because this is the time during their childhood where it can be reversed, that we could put a stop to it before those depressing memories really set in. And so when they become teenagers and adults, they're not trying to fill a void with God knows what, because we didn't do enough. So yeah, that's what it is in this video. And whatever you're going through, just pray, ask for strength, wisdom, peace, and protection from the Most High. Know that you are abundantly blessed. Know that you are enough. Know that you should be telling your child the same thing. And continue to keep on rising, because that's what we do. We are so resilient. We just have to get a reminder every now and then, myself included. So yeah, keep on rising.